Oh my God, I don't get it. I watched The Secret. Think things and you get thinking about Lambo for 5 days straight. I want my Lamborghini. All I'm thinking is Lambo, 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 Lambo. And 5 days have passed. There's no Lamborghini in my driveway. What am I doing wrong? Maybe I just gotta think harder about it. Special thought, magic thoughts. Lambo, 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 Lambo.
Lamborghini here.
Lambo. Oh, Lambo, Lambo.
You're doing it wrong.
Yo, who said that? Oh my God. First of all, what the f are you doing in my house? I am 751. I appear to those who need help with their spiritual journey. You need help understanding manifestation. I am here to help you. Let's begin. Manifestation comes in 3 parts. First is idealization. You have a thought plus an emotion. Those two combined make creative force. This creative force starts universal mechanisms to bring about that which you wanted to manifest. But wait, there's another part. Part 2, conceptualization. This is the plan, the means by which you plan to bring your manifestation about. Understand, manifestation is a twofold process. It is teamwork. You cannot think anything into existence without doing something first. Do you understand? You have idealization, which sets the universe in motion for doing its part, followed by conceptualization, which is your plan to do your part. Both begin to operate and move and touch in the middle. And when they do, it's step 3, materialization. Does this make sense? I think I get it now. Okay. So where can I go to learn more about this manifestation stuff? Specifically the Lamborghini kind?
Lamborghini here.
By going to the link in my bio, of course. Alright, what's going on, everybody? I hope you liked the video. I'm going to take this opportunity to go a little bit more in depth about what I mean when I'm talking about the mechanisms, if you will, of manifestation. So let's break it down a little bit further. Okay, as Charles Haanel, the author of the Master Key System, would say, you can break manifestation down into 3 components. That's conceptualization, or rather, idealization, conceptualization, and then ultimately materialization. As I said in the video, idealization is the part where you have your manifestation in your mind. Okay? You have what it is that you want to manifest in your mind, and you combine that with the emotion of already having achieved that thing. Okay? Those two together start the mechanisms in the world within. Okay? There's the world within, the world without. Okay? The world within, that's connected to the infinite. The world without, that's a 3D matrix. Okay? When you get those mechanisms started in the world within. See, let me actually take a little step and talk about this for a second. Manifestation isn't as mystical as you may think it is, or at least as the way it's purported in a lot of New Age spirituality and a lot of mainstream media. Okay, it's not like you think something and it magically comes to you. That is not how it works. Okay, especially when you start to get orders of magnitude greater in conscious power. Right, what I mean by that is when you start to try to manifest bigger and bigger and bigger things, the more space and more time and more working components it's going to need. For example, you want to manifest a cup of coffee. We're starting really basic. It doesn't take much for that to happen. You can almost do that instantly. Okay? All you got to do is manifest the willpower to go up and get that cup of coffee and make it, and boom, now you have a cup of coffee. Okay? But you notice you can't escape from the part that requires you to do some work. Anyway, like I was saying, it's not as mystical as most people may think. It really isn't. Okay? The magical sort of part of manifestation comes about in things like coincidence, synchronicities, chance encounters, luck. That is the way in which manifestation sort of expresses itself in that sort of mystical nature. But regardless of what you do, you cannot escape the fact that you have to put in work. You have to put in work. And this is a conceptualization part. Okay? Like I said, you've had your ideal, you've had your manifestation idea, you've held it in your mind. Okay, a few things start to happen now. The universe starts to prepare these conditions for you. Okay, it starts to prepare these chance encounters for you. It starts to prepare these synchronicities for you. Okay, and we're going to talk about being able to recognize what those are when you see them a little bit later in this video. While you're preparing the world within in terms of the universe outside, you're also preparing the actual world within yourself when you do this idealization phase. What do I mean by this? You start to align yourself, your thoughts, behaviors, your actions, right, with that which you want to manifest. Okay, you want to see the world around you change, you must first change in yourself. You want to be a millionaire? Oh, you want $1 million? $1 million isn't just going to come to you. What have you done? What work have you done? Have you aligned yourself with that of a millionaire? Meaning, what does your daily schedule look like? What does your discipline look like? What does your willpower look like? Okay, nothing escapes the law of compensation. In order to get, you must first give. What acts of service are you doing that render $1 million? Okay, and when we break it down to the nitty-gritty, like sort of unattractive part of manifestation, it really, it gets the hardest part out of the way, one, and two, it makes it so straightforward, so you know what you need to do in order to bring a manifestation about. Anyway, I've rambled long enough on the idealization part. Moving on to conceptualization. Conceptualization, can you form the idea in your mind? Can you form the plan, the means by which you plan to get this manifested thing, that whatever it is that you want? Can you hold that picture in your mind? Can you imagine, keyword being imagine, the conditions necessary to bring about that manifestation? We'll bring it back to $1 million. You can dream to manifest $1 million all you want. It will never come if you cannot conceptualize in your mind the way in which that could happen. Could happen. There's infinite variables. There's infinite different versions of how this $1 million could come into your life. Right? And the more different ways you can conceive of this happening, the more flexible you are in attaining it, and two, the better you'll be at recognizing that opportunity when it finally comes your way. Imagination is powerful, folks, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we do, we're going to talk a little bit about being able to speak the language of the universe, to understand the language of opportunity, to see what Paulo Coelho and the alchemists would call signs and omens. Okay, here's an example that I love to give. You're off the coast of South Africa and you're swimming. For some reason, you're swimming in the ocean, about half a mile out. All of a sudden, you hear a South African man comes flying by you on a boat saying, okay? Now, this man could be telling you, sir, please stop. Right behind you is a great white shark. If you do not get in my boat, you will die. You are my brother from another mother, you will die. I tell you something. Or they could be telling you, oi, stop where you are, swim 15 feet down. There is multi-million-dollar treasure. Okay. Listen, I make this silly example to illustrate one point. Okay. The variable of whether you're getting a message of whether you're going to die or you're going to come upon riches that you couldn't even imagine isn't you, right? It isn't you as a person. It isn't the messenger either. Okay? Because they're serving their purpose regardless of whether you're able to interpret or not. And there it is. There lies the variable. There lies what needs to be worked on. Your ability to speak that language. And if you hadn't done the work to learn that language, you will not see, you will not be able to appreciate the opportunities when they're put in front of you. Do you understand? This is what happens when you start to align yourself with that which you want to manifest. The dual minds work in beautiful, magical, mysterious ways. And when you have an object of your desire and you focus on it, you start to draw, you start to attract, naturally, by the law of attraction, corresponding thoughts, ideas, etc. You begin to think in new ways. You begin to attract from the unified field different versions of that thought, new thoughts that you didn't think you could think along the lines of that manifestation. Okay? It happened with me. I've been trying to manifest this course and change thousands of lives. I said a live manifestation at the beginning of the year to all of you. I told you that I would do it this summer. And summer's here. And it got to a point where I hit a roadblock. And I was like, how do I get past this? It seemed like a mountain. And I was just meditating on one day. Meditating, holding it in my mind. And then here comes this random thought out of nowhere, like a voice screaming in my head, use a teleprompter. Because I was winging it like I'm winging it now. Okay, but when it comes to things like courses, you can't really do that. You need a plan. I hated writing. I needed to discipline myself. Da, 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 da. Anyway, long story short, the idea said get a teleprompter, and now I'm not looking back. Now I'm taking off at light speed, bringing this course to you very soon. Very soon. Anyway, moving on. Are you doing the work to align yourself with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest? Okay, because this is what happens. You align yourself. And now that you are one, you have unified yourself with your desired manifestation. When anything happens in the day, when anything happens in your life, you can look at it and instantly realize whether that can help you with your manifestation or it's going to get in your way of your manifestation. And now you're living in accordance with what you will want to manifest. Once you get to that point, it is only a matter of space and time. That's it. You've done your part. Now it's time to let the universe do their part. When the opportunity arises, you seize it. You seize it and you chase it. And you give it your all because the universe gave you its all. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, what is this all going to take? Especially the conceptualization and idealization part. It's going to take one of the most important yet overlooked faculties that we have as human beings. What is it? It's imagination. It's imagination. You see, we're all born with the ability to imagine big dreams. But what happens shortly after you're born and you can start to make sense of the world around you? What starts to happen is your peers, your family, society, the state, the government, media starts to exercise their communal self-limiting gravity upon you, right? To tell you who you need to be, okay? To tell you what you are, to tell you what they believe is possible or impossible. And your imaginative faculties start to grow smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller till it gets to a point where you don't even dream anymore, because dreaming is what? It's just not realistic. Get your heads out of the what? Get your heads out of the clouds. If people only knew that within each and every one of them was a priceless asset named imagination, they'd hold on to it for dear life. Okay, why is that? Look around you. Look, let's take a look at this. My necklace isn't here. Take a look at this phone, okay? Look at this phone. iPhone, whatever. Before this thing took form, in its physical form, there was what? Right? There was blueprints, schematics, designs, there was meetings held over this phone, multiple minds at work. But before any of that happened, and you can look around at anything on this planet that's man-made, actually, you can look at anything, period. Maybe we'll get to that another time. And realize that before it precipitated from the unified field and came here, it was a conceptualized idea. It was a conceptualized idea. And you conceptualize with the power of your imagination. So with that, I'll tell you this. Well, and some people may ask, how do I develop my imagination? I forgot how to dream. How do I do it? There's a lot of ways. The main way is through using it, and you cultivate it through doing the inner work, through meditation. Now, the course that I'm releasing within the next month here, the course is called the Ascension Program. It's a 4-week course, okay? That's all built to transmute your mind, thereby transforming your life and the reality around you. You can live any life you want to live. You really can, okay? You really can, and I'm going to show you how, okay? And I'm going to show you this through the use of educational lectures backed by meditation, imagination, and visualization exercises, all wrapped up in keeping you on track with an accountability and goal-setting sheet. This is what you do. You listen to the course, you do the assignments that the course tells you to do, and you don't move to the next stage until you've done it to perfection. Until you've done it to perfection, and then you move on. You will get results in the first week. You will. You will feel like a different person at the end of the first week. It's an automated course. Essentially like a spirit-based life coach in a box. All you do is you show up with your conscious willpower. You do what the course says, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whether you're a student trying to make straight A's, whether you're an athlete trying to be the best on their team, trying to make it to a championship, whether you're an entrepreneur with a startup that you're trying to get off the ground, whether you're trying to find the motivation simply to work on yourself, to be able to love, to be prepared for a relationship, putting your desire, you can plug any desire into the Ascension Program, and it will help you manifest it. It will put you in the state of mind, okay, to have the extraordinary willpower, to have the extraordinary discipline, to have the extraordinary bulletproof state of mind to manifest the life of your dreams. Anyway, if that sounds like something that you're interested in, just leave your email in the comments. I'll add you to the list and let you know when it goes on pre-sale, and I'll even give you a discount. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay. Like, share, subscribe. That's like what the YouTubers say, right? Like, share, subscribe. I got some really cool things coming down the pipeline for you. Got the 751 show Deep Think coming, so don't miss the lives when they come up, because you will be on my show where you really get nitty-gritty and just get a little bit wild with this spirit stuff and just sort of anything goes. But anyway, I'm Kevin Lewis White. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.